Viste todo el mundo, sensato del patio. Queremos darle una bienvenida a todas las mujeres que hacen vino por todo el mundo.
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry, it is so dark. I should have filmed earlier, but it's literally, the sun is going down. It's probably 8 o'clock at night in San Antonio, which if I was still in Atlanta, it would be pitch black right now. But I'm trying to get some type of video in. I've been saying I was going to film this video. I've been in San Antonio for about I've been in San Antonio almost 2 weeks now, so it's been maybe like a week and a half now, and it's been hard for me to try and film anything because I did move back in with my parents, and so moving back into my old room, my mom kind of took it over with all her stuff, and so now I gotta, you know, move her stuff around. It's a lot going on right now, so there's no space right now inside for me to film, but we are working on that. But I just wanted to give you guys an update video. I'm always back and forth on whether or not I want to give these videos, because I feel like people always got something to say about my situations, but you know, that's people. They're always gonna have something to say. They really don't really know what's going on in your life, and yeah, and your words don't put money in my bank account, so therefore I really don't care what anybody has to say at this point. I think people look at me for whatever reason and they feel like I don't know, they feel like I'm like some type of gold digger. I want handouts or any of that stuff. I have a lot of people comment thinking that I'm like some lazy person, but they don't know me at all. They don't know how hard I work. They don't know the trials and tribulations I go through. They don't even know like what it is that's like really causing a lot of my financial heartaches. So you guys can't really tell me shit about how I'm supposed to operate or what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, because you don't even know what my circumstances was to get me here. I've never been a lazy bitch ever in my life, ever. Okay, I went to medical school. I was on the road to become a doctor, but because of the route that I decided to take, I wasn't able to get funded fully for my medical career, and I wasn't able to afford it. Okay, and then so that put me in a bad position. Now moving to Atlanta, and I know a lot of you guys said in the comments, might have been a bad idea without a certain amount of money in your bank account, and I definitely agree. But you know, I definitely agree now. Back then I definitely would not have agreed. I do feel like if you have a strong foundation, maybe you have family there, or maybe you have reliable people that you know, then yeah, it could be an experience for you to go out there and come up. I don't think that just because you don't have the funds, the full funds to live comfortably like you would want to, I don't think that that should stop you from going wherever you want to go, because there are a lot of people that there's so many people that move places with little to nothing that has made it big. I mean, back in the day when they were moving west and expanding the United States of America, these people didn't have anything but hopes and dreams. Okay, so I don't think it's wrong for people with hopes and dreams to go out on faith and to move out on faith and do things. And I feel like you live and you learn, you try, you fail, you get back up and you do it again, and you figure things out. That is life. Okay, I don't think that people who step out on faith and not really on security are bad people, or they made bad options. So I don't think I made a bad decision at all. I feel like I've grown so much from every decision that I make, every bad ones, every good ones. I've grown and I've become such a level-headed person, and I've become such a strong-minded person, and I'm hoping that, you know, my life soon reflects how much I've grown mentally. But right now it's about why I left Atlanta. Let me see if I'll turn on this outside light. It's getting dark. Did that even help? Maybe I should turn the camera. I'm gonna turn the camera to the light. Does that help? Shit. So yeah. The only thing that I think that I would have changed about my whole entire experience about going down there, what would I have changed? Actually, there would be a couple things that I would have changed. There would have been a couple things I would have did different, and if I would have did that differently, I probably still would have been there today. One may have been moving out with someone else, but that's not always easy, because not everybody's able to move during the time that you need to move. And a lot of my friends still lived at home with their parents, or lived with somebody else who are already in a stable living environment. I feel like the living environment that I lived in was a little bit unstable, and the reason why I say that is because during the time I'm gonna get into that, okay? My feelings on leaving Atlanta. Did I want to leave Atlanta? I did have plans on leaving Atlanta, but not as soon as I did. I probably wanted to leave Atlanta maybe in the next year or two. I wasn't planning on leaving as fast as I did. So I was very sad that I had to leave so quickly. I feel like I didn't really get to experience Atlanta like I wanted to, mainly because of all the BS that I was going through while I was there. All the financial heartaches that I was experiencing while I was there, and then I don't think that, to be honest, I want to say like, oh, like bad money decisions, poor money handling, but like there was rarely times that I was able to like spend money on myself. There was rarely times that I was really spending money going out like that. There was rarely times that I was really going out like that, because I was always trying to save my money. A lot of the things I've already expressed to you guys, some of the things that I dealt with year one living in Atlanta. So year one was stressful because of my health conditions that I was dealing with, my dog's health conditions that I was dealing with, and other events that had occurred that was really bleeding my pockets. Also year two, me and my friends moved to a new location, which was a little bit more pricey, but I think we was managing okay. But year two, my car started to have issues. I would say mid-year. I think I was doing okay, like, and I was starting to really see myself, like my business started to boom, like my hair business was starting to boom. Everything was really looking up, and then my car decided that it wanted to overheat. Well, my car didn't decide it wanted to overheat, okay? It was my fault. I'm gonna go ahead and take responsibility for most of the things, because I know that where I end up in life and where I am now today was due to a series of decisions that I decided to make. And so I can't blame anybody else. I can't blame it on sour luck. I can't blame it on, you know, people out there casting spells on me, even though I pray every day and I feel like I do have to you know, cover myself from the demonicness that people decide to do on a daily basis, but we're not even gonna talk about that. But I don't even know where I was going. I just feel like year two with the car issues, which was my fault because I left during summer last year and let one of my good friends at the time borrow my car. Don't ever let any of your good friends, no, I won't even say that. Don't let any of your broke friends borrow your shit, because if they fuck it up, they ain't got no money to fix it, okay? But here I am being too nice, which is a problem that I plan on nipping in the bud. But here I am being too nice, letting my friend borrow my car, come back, and the shit's overheating. I didn't have that problem before I left, but now I come back and my shit overheating, and basically caused my head gasket to get blown. I did do a video on that, talking about my feelings and talking about all that ish. In my riding martyr video, the one that you saw. Yeah, so my head gasket got blown because of it, and I had to come up with a lot of money. Got my car fixed, and it never was the same again. Was dealing with a lot of other issues that caused me to constantly take that car to get repaired. And so that car was literally bleeding my pockets. All the money that I was starting to make from the business, I was not able to put back into the business, because not only was I paying for car repairs, but I'm also paying monthly for a car note, and then I'm also paying for to ride transportation. Uber isn't cheap. When you have to take Uber from work back and forth every day, that shit's not cheap. And then riding the train, public transportation, that shit's not cheap. So yeah, it really bled my pockets for like the last end of the year. But you know what, I didn't even complain. I strapped my boots up, I worked 10 times harder, and I was determined to make it. Okay, so none of that hardship was the reason why I moved. Even though I thought about moving the second time my car completely went kaputs, and I was out of a car for 2 months, which was early this year, January. My car went out again, and so my lease for this new place was up in this month, the beginning of this month. And I was thinking about it, like, okay, my car's out again. I don't know if I can go through you know, doing this whole paying for repairs, taking public transportation, and paying for a car note. I didn't know if I could do it anymore, and so I was thinking about going back home because of it. And you know, I talked to a few people, and they're like, you know, don't give up, don't give up, don't quit, you could do it. And I thought to myself, and I'm like, you know what, you know, like, you can do it. You push for more YouTube videos, and you get your ass up, and you work even harder than you're already working now, you can definitely do it. Okay, and so I was determined to do it. I was working my butt off, and I was determined. But the blanket, the rug was pulled up from under me very last minute. And the girl that I was living with, we're not gonna state any names anymore because we do not associate with each other anymore, but the girl that I was living with decided probably like a week or two before our lease was up that she was gonna move out with her cousin. And so that literally led me little to no time to find a place, you know. And at the time my car was broken, so I literally scrounged up all the money I can, because I was thinking to myself, like, okay, like, if you, first of all, you need to find a place like within 2 weeks. Your car is broke. So if you do find a place, you're gonna have to find somewhere that's very close to your job, and that's gonna be very expensive, and you can't afford that right now because you need to get your car fixed. And so I was thinking, okay, well, if I go back home, then I'll have a little break and I can get my money up. You know, back home is in Texas, where I am right now. But I'm like, well, my car is broken, I gotta get that shit back to Texas, and how am I gonna get back in 2 weeks? So I'm trying to think of all these ways to get my broken car back to Texas, and it's mad expensive, like mad expensive. So option number 3, try and scrounge up all the money you can in these next couple weeks and get your car fixed. Pray to God. I felt, because after all these months of dealing with engine issues and overheating problems, like, I've done a lot of research, and I've been around a lot of mechanics, and I felt like I really started to know a lot about engines, and I felt like I knew what the problem was, to the point to where I ordered the part that I felt was needed for the car to get fixed. I ordered it, and I was very, very certain that that was the part that was needed. And so my option 3 was get the car fixed. You think you know what the problem is, try and get it fixed. And so that's what I did, and thank God what I thought was a problem because the car was able to get fixed, and I was able to drive it back here to San Antonio, which is like 14-hour drive, over 1,000 miles. So thank God I was able to make it. But yeah, I was put in a very bad predicament at like the very last minute, and I had to make a very big decision. I did have people telling me like, oh, you can come live with me, or you can come stay with me, and all this other stuff, but I'm glad I did not go those routes, because those same people didn't even show up to my going away party. So therefore, you know, I don't know, you know, if I would have lived with them, I really don't know what that would have entailed. Like, you think people have your back, you think people are for you, and they're really not. Am I happy that I left? No, I'm not at all. Like, the moment I got back to San Antonio, I was probably depressed for the first week that I was here, and not because of me just moving here, but because of other personal things that was going on. But I was depressed for the first week of me getting here. Also, I've realized that, I don't know what it is about San Antonio, but this city in itself gives me a very suffocating feeling. Like, I feel suffocated, and I don't know if it's because of all the memories that are here, mainly bad memories that are here, but it's a lot of like interesting feelings that I get every time I come back to San Antonio. But I'm gonna cope with living here. I don't know how long I'm going to be staying here. I do plan on maybe traveling a lot. My family is here, so they are this area, this house, my family, their bubble is my safe haven in San Antonio. My eyes are really wide open. I feel like the move was like almost like a life being, it's like Phoenix. Like, I feel like today, like these past couple of days, like I'm rising out the ashes like a phoenix. Like, I feel like I've been burnt by like my so-called friends. I've been burnt just by the whole move and like the stress and everything. I just felt like I was just so burnt out, but I just feel like I'm rising above the ashes. Like, my wings are starting to sprout. I'm not fully flying yet, but like I feel life again. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel life again. But that's just me. Like, I pull myself out of depression. Like, I get sad, but I never let myself get sad for too long. Like, after a while, and I can't look for other people to pull me out, because you know, I might stay there. So sometimes you gotta be your own strength, and you gotta pull yourself out from your own depression, and from your own sadness, and from your own wallowing and feeling sorry for yourself. But yeah, like I said, I had planned on coming back here anyways, mainly because my family wanted me to come back, and I felt like there's a lot of stuff that could be done here that will not get done unless I'm here to dictate it and get it done. So I am glad that I'm back. I do feel like a lot of the skills that I've acquired while I was in Atlanta, I will be able to use here and maybe profit more here because there's less competition. So I'm very happy about that. My family is a big supportive system, so it's nice to be around people that actually care about me and really want me to succeed and like really push for me. I've already been able to let go of several headaches, several friends, several men, not several men, but men, my car that was giving me all types of issues. I was able to trade her in and get a brand new car. So yeah, things are about to be different. I feel like things have now started to change, and you know, I just now know that like life just doesn't get any easier, you just get stronger. And I just feel like I've just came out so much stronger, so much. This whole thing has just made me so much stronger, and It's getting dark, so we gonna have to go inside. Oh, I forgot to say, like, do I ever plan on, I'm trying to like get some good light here. Okay, I feel like okay, so I probably should have stood up and filmed this video. The lighting where I was sitting was terrible. I really do apologize about that. It's actually really cold outside, and I'm not really sure why I'm standing out here, and I probably could find somewhere inside a lot warmer to film, but I'm here now, so I'm gonna try and finish this video. But what I wanted to say, oh, do I plan on moving back to Atlanta? That's the big question. I've left and I already miss it. To be honest, when I was there, I wasn't really doing the things that I would like to do. I wasn't really experiencing Atlanta like I would like to, mainly because I was always stressed out, and I was pretty much always working, and if I wasn't working, I was too tired. And even when people was starting to invite me places, I just wanted to stay home. Like, home became my little bubble of happiness, and I just really like to be home with my cat and watch TV. But I really wish that I would have did more and experienced more, so I'm a little sad that I didn't get to do all the things that was on my list to do while I was there. But I don't think, sadly, that I'll be moving back anytime soon. If I do decide to move back, it might be a little time from here now, maybe like 6 months or so. If I do decide to move back, one thing that I do know, that I will have to be able to live alone by myself and not rely on someone to make drastic decisions for me. So I would like all the drastic decisions to be made by me and only me, and so that's why I have to get my paper all the way up, so I will be able to do so. But I'm actually contemplating on maybe moving to Dallas or Houston. But yeah, I don't know. I'm actually very excited, because really all I really want to do now is travel the world. And so I kind of want to take the opportunity of not really having a known home. Like, this is home, this is always going to be home for me, but it's really not home, because now for me a home is somewhere of my own. Like, I just feel like I'm staying with somebody, I'm staying with my relatives for now, a long visit. So I'm just entertaining the idea of not really having a home, and maybe being like a nomad for a minute and just move around a lot and travel a lot. I really wanted to do a lot of travel vlogs and maybe become a travel vlogger. So we'll see. I do have a lot in store. Yeah, I'm just very excited. I'm very excited. Like, I like the fact that I just like the fact that I was able to turn this situation around mentally, just mentally, and see the good in it. I know everything happens for a reason, and I know sometimes people do things just to really, you know, mess you up. You know, like the Bible say, you know, they did it to curse you, but God meant it for your good. Don't quote me, but you know which scripture I'm talking about. It's cold. I'm going inside. That's everything I needed to say.
Yo la conocí en un taxi, en camino al club. Yo la conocí en un taxi.